Die Farmspace drukbewydingstoer moontlik gemaak deur King Price Insurance, Voermol, Agricol en Staffix.
Hello and welcome here to Farmspace. I'm in the northwest in Rysmierbult and we're talking strip grazing. Now I've got Francois van der Vyver, Dr. Francois van der Vyver with me from Voermol, and we're going to talk about condition score and how important that is in managing your cattle in any system, but especially in strip grazing. So come over, listen and learn. Dr. Francois, good morning, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. And you, Dennis?
I'm great, except for my voice. Dr. Francois, you spoke a lot about condition score today and how important it is in the different phases. But from a production point of view, why is it so important?
Yeah, I think a lot of farmers do a measure of condition management anyway, but it's very subjective. So condition management scoring is a way to make a subjective system a little bit more objective. So we're putting weights and measures in place so that we can do it. And in a production system, especially in where we expect a lot of animals, like in the strip grazing systems, it's important to manage the condition. And you refer to the different production stages. So if we look at a typical beef, cow and calf system, we can split the year into four quarters. Okay? And the most important quarter probably, and most listeners will agree, is during that calving season. So that's our first phase. That's when she has a high nutrient requirement, and it's probably this time of year, so there's still a little bit of green grazing by mitre fat rain, or they're still on the late winter fell, so higher nutrient requirements. So we need to make sure that she at this point is in at least a 3.5 condition score on a 5-point scale, so that we can manage the condition down, because we know she's in a negative energy balance. And after this it becomes a little bit easier. So our next phase would be the reconception stage, and she's still in high lactation or high milk production, so her condition might drop another half a point, and then we go into the stage where we need to recover body condition. So that's mid-pregnancy. The requirement's really low. We need to make sure that we now start increasing her body condition up to at least 3 or up to 3.5, so that when she goes into late pregnancy and then calving, that she's back into that good condition that we started with.
The correlation between the condition and reproduction is there, and even we call it your illnesses and parasites. There's a direct correlation between that. Am I right?
Absolutely. Just your first part of the question, if we talk about longevity of cows, if you go back into history in your own herd, you will see the cows that doesn't have longevity, so they fall out maybe after 3 years or so in the herd. If you go and track them, you will see that at some point they probably calved in poor condition. Okay. The other problem is a cow in a poor condition will struggle to reconceive within 90 days after calving, and that's our aim. We want her to reconceive within 90 days after calving, so that we get a calf a year. Okay, so there's a big correlation. And then the other point about endo and ectoparasites, there's definitely a correlation. A healthier animal is more resistant to endoparasite. It is just the norm. I think during today's talks we heard from the vet, from Dani, that the only exception is liver fluke. There isn't a correlation between liver fluke and body condition scores.
Okay, so at the end of the day, for you to make sure that you keep your cattle healthy and your production going, body score is an absolute no-brainer.
Yes, definitely, and it's so easy to do. I mean, and like I said at the start, we all look at cattle and we say that's a nice looking cow. That's a way of doing body condition scoring, so let's make it a little bit more objective. So we start looking at the area around the tail, we're looking at the back fat thickness, the spinners process, or the back of a cow, and we actually give points to that, and by that way, by doing that, we're making it objective. And it's not difficult to do. You train a couple of people and they can do it, and you manage your condition around their requirements.
Okay, Dr. Francois, thank you very much for your time. I'd love to speak to you again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, there you have it. Dr. Francois van der Vyver here from Rysmierbult, a nice and rainy day. Make sure you keep your cattle in a good condition. Make sure you look after them. At the end of the day, if you don't reproduce, you don't make money. Until next time, cheers.